Most people moving to Alexandria, Virginia make the same mistake. They fall in love with Old Town. And then they realize too late that it doesn't actually fit how they live. I had a couple recently in their late 30s, both working hybrid, who were completely set on buying there. They had dinner on King Street, walks by the water. They were sold. Then we started touring homes. 2 days later, they completely changed direction and bought in the West End of Alexandria. Not because they had to, but because they saw something most people miss the first time around. The math is changing. What you get for your money, how you actually live day to day, what matters on Monday morning versus Saturday night, it's all shifting. And smart buyers are starting to move west on purpose. And in a few minutes, I'm going to show you the exact moment that most buyers change their mind. Because once you see it, it is hard to go back. They started exactly where you would. Old Town. Dinner at Virtue Feed and Grain. Walks past Hank's Oyster Bar. The whole King Street energy. It's powerful. And for a moment, they were convinced this is it. So we start touring. First home, beautiful. Exactly what you picture. Then we go upstairs. Then upstairs again. By the time we get to the primary bedroom, you can feel it. It's tight. And then comes the question that changes everything. Where do we actually work during the day? And this is where I want you to really pay attention, because this is the exact moment where probably 70% of buyers start to hesitate, even if they don't say it out loud. So here's the reality that nobody talks about. Old Town is incredible, but depending on your lifestyle, it can be hard to live in. If you want light, space, quiet, flexibility, you start to feel the constraints. And then parking becomes a daily conversation. And then storage becomes a problem. And then your day-to-day life starts to feel just a little bit tighter than you expected. And if you're seriously considering Old Town, by the way, I've got a pretty honest breakdown of which streets and which pockets of Old Town actually work better than others. Not all of it lives the same. I'm happy to share that if you would like. So then we start talking numbers. And this is where things get real. Because now it's not just, do I love this? It's, does this actually make sense for how I live? And once that question becomes real, that's when we get in the car, and that's when we head west. And I'll tell you, this next part is where the shift really happened. I don't necessarily pitch the West End. I just let people experience it. We drive past Van Dorn, the Landmark corridor, and I say, okay, it's Monday morning. You wake up. You've got space. You've got light. You're not navigating stairs or tight layouts. You just start your day. You head out. You've got Harris Teeter right there. Maybe you stop by A-Mart. And this is one of those places you don't hear about unless you live here. But once you do, you're going there all the time. We go there for produce, especially when those champagne mangoes are in season. They'll have full boxes, and their fish counter is just incredible. You pick your fish, and they'll clean it and cut it however you want. Filet, steak, butterfly. It's not flashy, it's just part of your life. And this is where people start to realize something important. They're not downgrading, they're just living differently. Food and lifestyle. There's Van Dorn Diner, which is old school and reliable. Los Tios Grill, easy Mexican. Ethiopian restaurants throughout the West End corridor, some of the best in the region. Sushi, Thai, Mediterranean restaurants tucked throughout. And if you want Old Town, it's there. You're just 10 minutes away, so you don't lose it. And then we start driving through neighborhoods. And this is where things click. We'll go through places like Cameron Station, one of the most popular for a reason, with a community feel, walkability, and a mix of townhomes, some single-family homes, and condos. Seminary Valley, quieter, more residential, a little more space. Seminary Hill, tucked away and almost hidden unless you know about it. And Landmark Muse with larger townhouses and a lot more breathing room. And what buyers start to realize is this: there are options here. Different lifestyles, different price points, but all with one big thing in common. They're designed for living, not just for looking. And I always tell people to picture this. On one side, a narrow Old Town staircase, a little darker, a little tighter. And on the other side, a wide open living space, light coming in, maybe a balcony. Maybe you've got coffee in the morning with actual space around you. You don't even have to say anything. You can feel which one fits your life. And then we talk about the commute, because people assume that Old Town wins here. But from the West End, you're right on 395. Pentagon is 10, maybe 15 minutes on most days. Amazon HQ2, National Landing, easy. And you're not dealing with Old Town congestion every day. That's a quality of life upgrade that most people don't appreciate until they have it. And then we go inside, and that's where the decision really starts to take shape. We might walk into a few condo buildings, maybe something in Watergate at Landmark, or Alexandria Knowles West, or the Olympus, or 4600 Duke, or even the Greenhouse. And I've seen this moment over and over again. People just stop. They look around and they say, wait, this is the same price range? And this is where it gets real. Let's say that you're looking at a one-bedroom in Old Town, maybe around $600K, a higher HOA, and no guaranteed parking. Now come out to the West End. For a similar monthly payment, you could be looking at 2 bedrooms, a dedicated office, a balcony, parking, amenities. And I'll ask them, which one makes your Monday morning better? And that question usually answers everything. And what I've seen is a quiet but very real shift. People are choosing function over form, space over symbolism, and comfort over charm. Not because charm doesn't matter, but because it's no longer enough, all on its own. And then we talk about the future, because that's the part that really changes how people think about this decision. This is where I think a lot of people are underestimating what's happening. Because the West End, right now, yes, it's in a transition. And that makes some people hesitate. But if you've been here long enough, you have seen this exact pattern before. The Landmark Transformation. At the center of this is the redevelopment of the former Landmark Mall area into the Inova Alexandria Hospital campus. And when that's complete, expected in 2028 for the hospital to be open, we're talking about thousands of high-paying medical jobs, new infrastructure, retail following that growth, and a completely different perception of the entire West End. That creates a floor under property values, because now you have built-in demand. Timing matters, and right now, you're early. It's not yet fully polished in the West End, but that's where opportunity lives, because once it is, then you're paying for it. And the people moving here right now, they're not guessing. They are dual income professionals, government and private sector, tech adjacent buyers, and first-time buyers who were priced out of Arlington. They understand the trade and they're making it intentional. So here's the honest takeaway. Old Town is still incredible. It always will be, but it is no longer the automatic answer to where do I live in Alexandria. For a growing number of buyers, the West End is not a compromise. It's an intentional decision, a decision to live better, more space, more light, less friction, and real upside. If you're trying to figure out which buildings, which neighborhoods or pockets of the West End actually make sense, because not all of them do for everybody, I've put together a pretty detailed breakdown, and I'm happy to share it. Just reach out. You can reach me at brian@brianblock.com. And if you're exploring Northern Virginia, there's a lot happening here right now that most people haven't fully caught on to yet. I'll keep breaking it down for you.